On the news this evening, IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu rearraigned in court after 14 months. Court strikes out lawsuit demanding transparency on flyover projects from Rivers State government. Senate to debate report on petroleum industry bill this week. And on the foreign scene, anti-government protesters topple key statue in Colombia. I am Carl Orakwue with the news. The leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been rearrested and brought back to Nigeria to face his trial. Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami said this at a joint press briefing today with the State Security Services SSS in Abuja. Malami said international collaborative efforts with security agencies led to Kanu's arrest and repatriation to Nigeria.
Violence, especially in the southeastern Nigeria, that resulted in the loss of lives and property of civilians, military, paramilitary, police force, and destruction of civil institutions and symbols of civil authorities. Self-acclaimed leader of the proscribed secessionist indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has, for your information, been intercepted through the collaborative efforts of the Nigerian intelligence and security services.
Kanu and his co-defendant are facing treasonable felony charges at the Federal High Court in Abuja. He fled the country in September 2017 after an invasion of his home by the military in Orakwue near Umuahia, Abia State. Meanwhile, the IPOB leader was brought before Justice Bintan Yako of the Federal High Court Abuja by the DSS today. He appeared in court amidst tight security. All entrances to the court were sealed off as the hearing started. The judge ordered for him to be remanded in custody. Analysts have described the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu as a big win for the Nigerian government, but hopes the government will allow the rule of law prevail. A Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has struck out the suit seeking to order the Rivers State government to make public documents on the cost of construction of the 3 newly built flyovers and some ongoing and past projects in the state. I recall that the Rivers Anti-Corruption Network had taken the Rivers State government to court on the matter. But when the matter came up today, Justice James Omotosho, while delivering his judgment, struck out the suit for incompetent filing. Justice Omotosho said the suit was not properly filed. Lawyer to the Rivers Anti-Corruption Network, Victor Nweke, spoke to newsmen after the court sitting.
The court actually struck out our matter because we filed outside 30 days as required by the Freedom of Information Act. The implication is that we still have right to come back to the court for the court to hear the matter on its merit. I have a good case. Our case is for the sake of transparency in government, for the people to know what actually transpires in their government. This suit is not to enchant anyone. We have similar suits in data, what actually transpires, what the government does with the commonwealth of the people.
One of the lawyers to the Rivers State government, Leslie Wike, also spoke to newsmen.
The court struck out this suit for being incompetent. The plaintiffs did not fulfill the condition precedent, before which the matter was brought to court. It's a well-decided ruling of the court. You can't change what the law states, and it is mandatory that you fulfill the condition precedent before you bring such an application to the court. They did not follow the right condition. The law gives them that privilege to do so. It wasn't dismissed. If it was dismissed, the only available option left for them is to appeal.
A passerby, simply identified as Uche, has narrated how some hoodlums extorted money from him in the guise of repairing his shoe around the Rumokoro flyover in Port Harcourt. Uche said he was asked to pay money to fix some pins inside his sneakers afterwards. He said after much persuasion, he let them fix the pins for an agreed amount of 350 naira. However, when the hoodlums fixed the pins, they requested for 7,200 naira instead and threatened to beat him up if he does not pay them.
They now told me that to put one pin is 650. I said no, I don't want to put. They said okay, that because it's me, that they are going to subsidize it to 350. I said no, I don't. They said okay, they'll do it for the whole shoe, 350. I said okay. So when they now finished putting the pin, they counted. They said I'm going to give them 7,200. I said, no, I don't have that kind of, I don't have. They said, see, we go change them for you now. If you don't cooperate, they go shoot me knife. So I now put them 1,500, I give them, they say, you never do. So They now ended up collecting all the money I had.
Such extortion is common around flyovers and motor parks in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, where touts loiter. Current statistics shows River State is one of the states with the highest rate of unemployment. Still ahead, Senate to debate report on petroleum industry bill this week. Do stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Chairman of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, River State Branch, Chima Ogbu, says the high foreign exchange rate has had a major impact on the drug business in Nigeria because 90% of drugs in the country are imported. Ogbu told correspondent Martha Okere that pharmacists bear the brunt of the situation and cannot go on strike to avoid a collapse of the country's health system.
Let's take paracetamol, for instance. If I produce paracetamol, what you see as paracetamol is the tablet, the thing that they used to wrap it, and then the carton, the paper. Now, if we manufacture that paper, we remove it. Let's say we produce the paper. The raw material for paracetamol, paracetaminophene, is imported. The starch I will use to deliver it as paracetamol is imported. There are two options. Either the pharmacy go on strike because the price have increased, and now you, the consumer, the patient, will be at risk. But the system needs to continue to run.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan has asked the Senate Committee on Appropriations to submit reports on the 895 billion naira supplementary budget tomorrow. Senator Lawan stated this following a request by the Chairman Senate Committee on Appropriations, Barau Jibrin, for more time to enable the panel conclude its work. The Senate President said it is unnecessary for the committee to ask for more time, since the supplementary budget only pertains to two sectors of security and health. The Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, however, said the report of his joint committees on the petroleum industry bill will be debated on Thursday. In business, the NNPC's Group Managing Director, Mela Kyari, says business magnate Aliko Dangote does not want to sell shares in his refinery and petrochemical project under construction in the Lekki Free Zone, Lagos, Nigeria. Kyari said this today in a television interview. He, however, said it is important that the NNPC, as the national oil company, guarantees energy security for the country by having a say in the board of the refinery. He, however, admitted that sharp practices continues in the importation of fuel.
We know for sure that our petroleum or PMS consumption or petrol consumption in this country is not up to 60 million liters. We are very sure it is not up to that number. But we supply up to 60 million liters for very obvious reasons that anytime you do short of that, you see the scarcity on our streets. We agree also that there are sharp practices which we are trying to contain. But more importantly, you have what is called the organized cross-border smuggling of petroleum, which is associated with the pricing of petroleum itself.
In entertainment, Nollywood actress Iyabo Ojo has bagged 2 nominations for the Yoruba Music and Films Awards amidst her fallout with Theatre Arts and Movie Practitioners Association of Nigeria, TAMPAN. The actress shared her nomination e-flyer on Instagram today. Her nominations were in the Best Actress 2020-2021 and World Most Relentless Influential Act 2020-2021 categories. Other nominees for the Best Actress category are Toyin Abraham, Wumi Toriola, Jumoke Odetola, Eniola Ajao, Mide Martins, and Bukumi Oluwashina. In sports, Hugo Lloris maintained that France must avoid excuses after the dramatic penalty defeat by unfancied Switzerland. French captain, who had saved the penalty in normal time, watched on as Kylian Mbappe's missed sport kick, saw the European Championship favourites stomped out prematurely. Lloris refused to blame Mbappe, who failed to scale his usual standards throughout the tournament, and claimed that the squad did not do well enough collectively to progress.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
And in foreign news, anti-government protesters in Colombia have toppled a statue of Christopher Columbus in the coastal city of Barranquilla. The figure of the European explorer, after whom Colombia is named, was dragged from its plinth with ropes and vandalized. The demonstration marked 2 months since the start of a nationwide protest movement calling for social reform. Indigenous activists see Columbus as a symbol of colonialism and oppression. Oh, that news from Colombia brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, here's a quick look at the major stories. A court today struck out the lawsuit demanding transparency on flyover projects from the Rivers State government. IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu was rearraigned in court after 14 months today. The Senate is to debate the report on the petroleum industry bill on Thursday. And from the foreign scene, we brought you a report. The anti-government protesters have toppled a key statue in Colombia. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. For Eyewitness News and breaking news stories, to contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this evening. I am Carl Orakwue. To have a nice evening.